Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. I got a awesome video for you guys today. And in this video today, you guys are going to learn a lot about stuff to look for if you're stacking, how to spot some amazing deals that you could pick up for under spot. And what you just saw, I'm going to be showing you some great opportunities that I picked up today. And I'm going to give you guys some tips that, I don't really talk too much about the tips when I'm buying. These are things that just, I'm not really trying to promote necessarily you buying silver. It doesn't matter to me. I don't recommend people. I don't do any of that. I tell you guys what I'm doing. However, there are some tips that could put you in a league of your own if you know this. And I'm just kind of going to be talking a little bit today. I think this is going to be a really interesting video because there's a lot of people out there that, I read the comments and I sometimes hear people say, oh, I got an amazing deal. I bought these for $5 over spot. And I'm like, I really don't want to break their heart because they've already bought the coin. So there's no point in me coming back and saying, you got ripped off. And I totally understand in a sense that down the road, what you pay for silver today probably is not going to matter. Why? Because I believe silver is going to be a whole lot higher than almost anything you pay for it today. And gold, anything you buy today is going to be worth more later. However, the difference is going to be how much of a profit you make. I personally don't want to throw away tomorrow's profits because I overpaid today. The trick is trying to find precious metals for as close to spot that you can find. And unfortunately, just like we live in a wasteful world where people waste money on a lot of different stuff, it happens like that with stackers too. Stackers start out, when they first start stacking, they will stack, in some cases, anything cheap. I mean, let's be honest, I started that way. I started out stacking 35% nickels and 40% half dollars. And a lot of subscribers laughed at me for liking 35% nickels and 40% half dollars. But I didn't have a lot to work with. I was a new stacker. I was scared of it a little bit. I wasn't 100% sold, but I saw the writing on the wall. The math didn't make sense. And all the numbers that I looked at just said, man, silver's going to go a whole lot higher. Now, as time went on, I went through phases in my stacking journey where I wanted to clean up my stack. And at some point, I would clean out the junk that I'm like, dude, I don't even like the looks of that. Why do I have that? Man, just get rid of it at spot to somebody. Somebody will give me spot price for it. And, there are a lot of stackers out there that will pay spot price because they understand at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you got. If it's silver, you're going to do very well with it. Think about it. Look back at old salt shakers, salt and pepper shakers that are sterling silver. Look at drinking mugs, utensils, silverware, even silver dimes. We used to call a lot of the 90% Constitution, we just used to call it junk silver. Why? Because it was the crappiest silver that you could buy. It's great for barter. But what I want to focus on today is explaining some stuff that in the deals that I made today, I didn't have a lot of money on me. I happened to run my errands. I told someone the next time I was in his area, I would meet up with him and I would pull out my Sigma and I would test his stuff. He had some stuff he wanted tested. He said someone told him one of his coins was fake and he didn't believe it. And I'll be honest, I looked at it and I said, what in the world? I said, I would have taken that for real 90% in a minute. And when I tested it, I said, nope, it's showing up not 90%. And it didn't make sense. As I looked closer, I knew that it had a weird finish, but it turned out it was fake. And I've always said, who fakes a 90%? Of all the things to fake, a 90%. And I know someone out there might be like, well, they fake the 90% Morgans and that type of stuff, peace dollars all the time. Why? But those are collectibles. Those are highly sought after, some of them years. I couldn't just envision someone making a fake junk Morgan dollar and then beat it up, or a fake quarter and then beat it up and have it look real. But a couple of things I seen, I was like shocked. There was a Mercury dime that was fake. There was a silver quarter that was fake, and I was like, what in the world? So today I want to talk about some deals. Before we get started in that, I want to ask you guys, if you would, take a quick minute, hit the like button for me right off. So many people watch these videos. A lot of times people forget to hit it. It's just habit. They're like, well, I'm going to watch a little while, and then I'll hit it at the end. They make it all the way through the video, and then they forgot to hit the thumbs up. And so it just really helps if you hit it. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get started. First thing I want to do is take a look at the prices. What is the price of silver right now? Silver continuing to go higher. As you can see, we're almost at $33. We're seeing a lot more days now where we're getting into the $33 range. And I think that's important that you realize that, because that's pointing to higher escalation. Even if you see a pullback and we go all the way down to 32, maybe even 31, if we're back at 33 instantly almost, that's safe right there, in my opinion. That's showing that, there's more buyers out there than there are sellers. I mean, you're seeing huge drops. And whenever you see one candlestick, essentially, that has a huge drop in it, usually that's paper trading. When you see slow and steady consecutive buying, that's masses, that's groups, that's businesses, that's majority. And we're seeing higher highs and higher lows. And I think that's great because, with the recent 11-year high only being $35 and we're trading right around 33, I would say we're doing pretty good right now, because here's the thing. It's easy to pull when silver's at $33, $34 for your silver. You got to look around a little bit. You got to find the right people. But keep in mind, there's stackers like me and you everywhere. We don't always have to buy from the big bullion dealers that, in some cases, have higher and higher premiums. We can look around a little bit. And if you look around, you might go into a place, kind of like what I'm going to show you guys today's video, where they had it priced a little high when they were trying to sell it, and it didn't sell. But then when people aren't buying as much, let's say, you have to understand there's opportunity to get better deals. Now, I didn't expect the deals to go as good as I got some of these ones. I was super happy, and I kept pushing to try to essentially get a bunch more stuff at a better deal. I only spent, well, I'm going to leave you guys to guess how much I spent, and then I'll tell you guys at the end, so don't let me forget. Taking a quick look at gold, a new all-time high for gold again. $29.45 as of right now. Yeah, it hit the all-time high again today. It's not as high as it was earlier, but I mean, I think we're just going to continue to go higher. And anybody that's stacking gold, whether you're stacking gold, whether you're stacking silver, I think you're going to do really well in the future as we're continuing to see prices escalate, and that's a really good thing. Taking a brief look at the dollar index, we got the DXY trading at 107. Not as high as it was recently, but not as low as it was recently. We've got debt continuing. Now we're over the $36.5 trillion. We've got the Doge team saving us $115 billion, with talks of auditing the Fed, with talks of auditing the IRS, with talks of auditing Fort Knox. Auditing Fort Knox. And I think those are all good signs. And I had gotten a comment today. I don't want to go too much into it because I want to take a special video for that comment alone, where you better be careful, because if they audit the Fed and the gold ain't there, you're going to can kiss your precious metals goodbye, implying essentially that, if we ain't got the gold there, that our precious metals is going to go down in value. I mean, that's insane to me. If we ain't got the gold there, you can expect precious metals to probably go through the roof. However, like I said in a previous video, they're not going to tell you. If they ain't got it there, they're not going to tell you that. I don't believe. I think they know it would be very bad for the country if we don't have it there. And so no matter what, I mean, I don't even really want to see them audit it, because I won't believe what they say. And if they say the opposite, and I do believe it, then I think it's going to be very bad for the country. Taking a look at Bitcoin real quick, we're at just under 97,000. So it's up there still. It's doing well. So jumping in right off the bat, I want to talk a little bit though about precious metals. So this is some of the stuff that I picked up today. And I know that the camera may be a little bit blurry, but I kind of want to talk, and I'm going to point. I hope you can see my cursor. Yeah, you should be able to see my cursor where it's at, I think. Well, actually, no, you can't see my cursor on this one. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I have here and what I paid and how this deal played out. So as I went in, a lot of people are real funny about what they have. They go through their collection, and I've done this before too. And you guys have even, if you've been following the channel for a long time, you might remember when I was cleaning out all my 999 ounces that I didn't like the old ones. I bought them when I started. When I started, I just wanted to get silver. I didn't care. Our choice, bring it on. It didn't matter what it was. If it was precious metals, I wanted it because I recognized that it had value. And at the time, you could pick up precious metals for $16, $17 an ounce. And I just disliked some of the stuff. And so I wanted to get rid of some stuff. I wanted to trade it out. Even if I had to trade it out and, you think about where silver has gone. At the time when I was blowing a lot of that stuff out, we had silver at 29 bucks, I think. And that was the spot price. And I told people, hey, anybody wants it, I'll dump it at 29 bucks. I ain't paying shipping and all that. I just don't want it. And some people were like, dude, I'll take that. I'll work you out a deal on that, this and that. Some of the stuff older, vintage. I mean, that coin, there's one coin there that could be considered vintage. It's 1968. Yeah, and it was funny because the person that ended up getting rid of this stuff to me actually said, I'll tell you what, I'll even throw these in. And it's the big coin right next to the Morgan and the three in the back that were thrown in for absolutely free. Now, looking at that, the three in the back, I don't know what they are. I'll show them up close here in a minute. One's a Japanese coin. One is Mexican. It looks like some sort of a Mexican coin because it has the Mexican eagle on it. They're from basically the 1980 and 1979, and I think the other one's 1980. But the big round coin right next to the Morgan dollar that you're looking at, that was funny because he said, yeah, if you get this other stuff, I'll kick that in for free. He goes, I don't even know what it is. I don't think it's silver. Why talk? Why even say that? When you know the person that you're dealing with has a Sigma, it doesn't matter if you're at a coin shop, if you have a Sigma, if someone else there has a Sigma. Most of the time, if you ask them, hey, test this, and he's like, I'll throw in these four. Now, I looked at it real quick, and I was like, I don't think it's anything. And it doesn't say 999 on it. That's why it's funny, but it's a 1968 coin. It's not a coin, it's a round. It's like from, I don't know, the 500 churches, some, I don't want to say a black church organization, but it has a African-American gentleman on the front of the coin, and on the back it says 500 churches organization. And it doesn't anywhere say anything about silver. It doesn't anywhere say anything about 999, 1 ounce. None of those key terms are on there. The only way you would know is if you acid tested it, or if you just knew, the sound that they make, or you have a Sigma. When I put it on, it shocked me because I was like, that's silver. And I actually had to think a little bit about it. But in the old days, people use silver. Silver was cheap. I mean, silver was $5 an ounce. I mean, you could put any little metal. I mean, they didn't have to use bronze because silver was cheap. Just use silver. And so a lot of coins, a lot of even challenge coins, me being prior military, you guys know I'm retired military, challenge coins were made out of silver in some cases. Safety awards at different organizations, pipelines, refineries, they would make a lot of these coins out of silver. And you can still find them out there if you look around. And a lot of people don't even realize they're silver. I ended up getting a great deal too on, it started out with the quarters. So in the corner, you see the bag of quarters right there. They're all stacked kind of on top of each other. It was 15 quarters. The guy asked me if I wanted them, and I looked on the bag, and the bag said $7.50 a quarter. At $7.50 a quarter, I didn't want them. I look on my phone anytime I'm talking with someone numbers. I always glance at what silver price is. I recommend you have an app on your phone. It's called Coinflation. I should have pulled that up, but it's real quick. It makes it handy for you guys to actually pull up what these coins that are U.S. coins are worth. And at the time, I looked real quick on my phone. I was like, $5.94 for a silver quarter. So basically $6 for a silver quarter. And I told the gentleman, I said, I don't really want them. I mean, if I got a good deal on them, I would give you $5 a piece for them and just throw them in a bag or something and put them up for something later. And he goes, that'd be $75 if you take all of them, 15 of them. I said, I'll take it for $75. I mean, the melt price on it was $89.17. So right off the bat, I didn't make a ton of money, but there's a little room there for profit. Anytime you can get silver under spot, here's the thing. I understand that a lot of people want specifics in their collection. They want to have the cool stuff. I got one friend right now. He's got me looking for a Nightmare Before Christmas skeleton man, I guess you call it. I don't know. I'm not big into the Disney and all that. But it was basically based off a movie, and it's a 1 ounce coin in the box. And he found one for $129, and he had asked me, hey, if you find one of these, can you get me one? I said, how much are you looking to pay? He goes, not that much. I said, you got to give me a number, and I'll see if I can find one. He goes, if you can find one for $60, I would definitely take it. I said, I'll keep my eye out. I don't know for collectibles. I don't like expensive collectibles. I like my silver as close to spot as I can get it. And at the end of the day, I have some nice stuff, like my Legendary Warriors sets, but then I have junk stuff like this. This is stuff that I'm just going to kick. You guys remember when I picked up all those Benjamin Franklins and Walking Liberties, and I picked them up for like $10 a piece? I mean, right now, a silver $half is $11.89, almost $12. So I'm going to go through here. So that was the quarter deal that I picked up. Then when we were talking a deal, I said, just out of curiosity, do you have any silver dimes? And he pulled out that bag right there that are right above the quarters. You can see the bag. There's 32 silver dimes. They're all Mercuries pretty much. I think there might be one Roosevelt in there, but they're mostly Mercuries. And the bag said $3 a piece. And $3 a piece might be good, but I don't want them for $3 a piece. I said, yeah, I was just going to have you pull out like one just to kick in to sweeten the pot a little bit. A deal that we were working with the $half. Just to try to push that little bit more can always make a difference. And so he goes, well, what were you thinking? I said, I'd go $2 a piece. I'd take them all. There's 32 of them. I said, that's $64. I mean, the melt price on the bag came out $76. So I ended up saving a little money there too on that. The 50-cent pieces that you see there is 5 of them at 90%. They're all 64s. And that came out to, I paid $50. I paid 10 a piece for them, basically. It came out to $11.89 melt price for each one. So that's another $59.44. And then that really beat up Morgan dollar. You can barely even see it. And this was funny because he had even told me on this. He goes, no one's going to want that. It's trash. I mean, it's all faded, and, I'm like, it's real. It's silver. I said, wait, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, what's a Morgan run right now? And I looked at the phone. It said $25.42. That's the melt value on a Morgan. Now, when it's that faded, I mean, that's one of them worry coins, I call them. When someone keeps a coin in their pocket and they hold it in their hand, they just keep rubbing their thumb over it while they're thinking. And I do that sometimes. Usually I do that with, like, my keys. I'll have something in my pocket and I'll just be fidgeting with it just to kind of, keep while I'm talking, I'll be thinking about it. So I ended up getting a great deal. Now, this whole thing right here, I paid $190 for. The actual total, I think, I talked about everything. The other thing, too, I want to say, and you guys know, I don't want to say it's a bad habit for me, but it's a habit that people can make the mistake. When you're buying something from someone, always let them do the talking. They're the ones selling it. If you're selling something to someone, still try to get them to do the talking. Let them offer you the price. Always let the other person dig a hole. This was always one of my challenges in life because you guys know me from watching the videos. Let's be honest, I like to talk. I can talk and talk and talk. I could literally talk round the clock. If this would let me go round the clock live and people would watch it, I could literally be on here talking about something round the clock. I spend a lot of time researching stuff, and I like to talk. But when you're talking prices, let them talk. Let them throw out numbers. Always let them throw out a number, because the truth of the matter is, if they throw out a number first, you can always go a little lower. Always. If they throw out a number that's fair, I mean, $20 for that Morgan dollar, I can't lowball you on that. I mean, I'm looking at that and I'm like, it's still silver at $20. I mean, that's $5 under spot. I mean, can I go wrong with that? Not really. So I didn't have the heart to go any lower on something like that. The quarters, I mean, even at $6 a piece, I said I'm going to try to go a little lower on that. Some stuff it's okay to go lower, but anytime you get under spot or severely under spot, I know some people are going to want to push. I used to push when I was younger. I would try to get as much. It doesn't matter if you told me you wanted $1 a piece for those silver quarters. I might be tempted to say, well, you got 15 of them. I'll tell you what, throw in 2 for free and I'll do it. Even though they're worth they're worth a fortune. I mean, they're $6, $7, $6 a piece. Now, I've got a little bit of a different viewpoint. Now, here's the thing, though. When you're out looking for deals, you're essentially working for yourself. You're building your stack. It will make a difference. It's not going to make a difference what kind of silver you got. When silver goes to where it's going to go, any silver is going to be sellable. Don't let someone tell you no one's going to want a 40% half dollar. No one's going to want to beat up Morgan. No one's going to want an ounce of silver that's not marked, or a beat up mercury dime, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. How do I know this? Because we've seen it happen. You go back and you look at what happened in 2008 or during the Great Melt, when people were they were buying anything in silver. They didn't matter. They were willing to pay it. And silver was up. They needed silver as quick as they could get it. And at the time, you think about it, in like 1980, I think it was, you had silver at $50. Refineries weren't worried about $50. $50, I hear people tell me all the time, who's going to buy your silver when it's $100? Nobody's going to want it. You know what? Think about 1980, when they're offering you $50 for an ounce of silver, when you've got a fork that's essentially worth $40. I mean, think about that for a minute. People wanted a spoon, another $30, $40. I don't know what a spoon weighs, but I'm saying, let's say it weighs a little under an ounce. And I don't know what like I said, I don't know what they weigh exactly. I have some. I just have them thrown in a bin. They're worth something. At some point, I might trade them. I picked them up. I ended up trading the lady because the lady actually got them in a yard sale. She picked up a set of silverware in newspaper inside of a Quaker Oats can at a yard sale. And this is a good friend of mine. You guys may know who she is, some of y'all, because she's been in some of my videos. She goes by Bumblebee on here. And she knows about silver because, we hung out a lot. Needless to say, she ended up asking, hey, how much for the utensils? I don't know, give me $5. She took them. She sent me pictures of it. I said, you're talking $300-$400? And she's like, are you serious? I said, you weigh it out and then you multiply it by sterling. I mean, you're talking roughly 10 ounces, 11 ounces of silver. And she couldn't believe it. Now, I ended up trading. I said, she goes, would you sell it? I said, I wouldn't sell it. I said, most people, that you sell it, they're going to want a commission. And she goes, what would you do? I said, I would hang on to it. She goes, but I really only like 1 ounce, the 1 ounce rounds. And I said, and that's how a lot of people are. A lot of people want a conformity in their collection. And if you don't mind paying a little bit extra for that, then you can get that. But if you want the most silver for your money, you shouldn't care what you're getting. You shouldn't. Now, in that case, I actually had 3 kayaks. And I told her, I said, hey, I did something for someone and they gave me these kayaks. I know you like fishing and going out on the water. I don't use them. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 5 ounces. I think I gave her 5 ounces or 6 ounces of silver rounds. And I said, and I'll kick in those other kayaks. I said, you're losing roughly 150 bucks, 100 bucks. I said, but the kayaks should have that kind of a value. And so she ended up doing it. And then I just took the silverware and I threw it to my junk silver. And at some point, when silver goes high enough, that will be the first stuff that I sell. My beat up silver coins, my junk silver, the stuff that I just don't like. And when I say junk silver, I don't necessarily mean constitutional silver. I mean the stuff that you don't like, you're going to get rid of first. And everybody has it. But you have to understand, the more silver you can get for your money, there's always going to be someone out there that likes it. And it may not be your cup of tea, but it may be someone else's. You know, what's that old saying? Someone's trash is someone else's treasure. I'll be honest. When I look at the coins that you're looking at right there in front of you, I don't really like any of it. But I also understand I don't like the Morgan because it's too beat up. I don't like the 1 ounce silver round because it doesn't say, it's old. It's straight up vintage. I'm going to have to ask someone about that because I don't know. And I'm going to show you these coins up close here in a minute. The 64 Kennedys, I mean, they made too many of them. They're not anything super special to me. The Mercs are beat up. I'm just going to throw them in a tube, and that's it. The silver quarters, that's a partial tube there, 15 of them. I think you need 40 for a tube. The 3 coins in the back, I'm going to show you, but I ran it through the Sigma. Sigma's saying it's not 80%. I can't test any lower than 80%. They could be 40%, though, because of the year and because of where they're from and just the look and the feel. I get a feeling like there's something with silver there. But the truth of the matter is nothing you see here is like my cup of tea. But I understand it's silver, and it will be someone's cup of tea for the right amount of money. I mean, if I told someone right now that silver that you're looking at, the melt price is $282, there's going to be somebody out there that will say, I'll give you $282 in a minute. And if tomorrow the melt price on that is $300, someone's going to give you $300 for it. Why? Because they're getting it at melt. I hear people all the time picking up $half at, I mean, the melt price might only be $12, but people are paying $15 for a $half. And here's the thing, it's only going to go up. It doesn't matter. If silver goes up, all of that stuff is going to go up. And it's going to make your stack more valuable. And that's what you have to understand from today's video. You know, pick up what you can. Now I'm going to show you guys up close some of these coins. But you have to understand from this video, pick up what you can when you can, because it's going to pay off. So I'll show you guys these first. And like I said, I don't have any knowledge on what any of these coins, these 3 coins are. So we got some sort of a Mexican. I see the Mexican eagle with the snake in its mouth. Clearly a Mexican coin. It's not coming up as pure silver. It's not even coming up as 80%. So I put it on the Sigma. It does say 1980. It says $20. So could it have been some sort of a $20 coin? Maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, someone's might want it. I got it in my book as 0. As in, when I log all my stuff, I logged it as worthless, free. And therefore, anything that I get for it, another one here, a little different though. Take a second to let it focus. Anything I get for it will be a plus. So that's why, you know, I just log it as free. So I remember that, hey, I ain't got nothing into it. Oh, that one is the same. $20. I'm sorry. I don't know. Someone will have to tell me. Maybe it comes from, I've seen some of these coins that come from Indian reservations. My son had one for a while, and then he decided he didn't like it anymore. And so he got rid of it. It's going to take a second to focus in. I apologize here. So this one, let's see what we're looking at here. Some kind of flowers. You can probably take a screenshot and zoom in a little bit at this point if you're on a phone. I do recognize the Japanese flag right there. I'm going to turn it this way and someone might know. It says 100. It could be nothing. It Could be nothing. But like I said, I didn't pay nothing for it, so it don't matter to me. So pretty cool. 1981. I mean, nothing special. This was, I'll show you this one next. You can see it's just a Morgan. It's 1921. It's a horrible year. Really, it's been handled heavily. You can see the smoothness when it focuses in a little bit. But that doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, it's got to be worth $20. Technically, I would even say it's worth 25. Some people say, you know what, a Morgan is $25 regardless. So that's that. Now, this one was the one that I really, you guys, I probably won't show you this stuff because you know what a Mercury dimes look like, you know what quarters look like, and you know what 64 Kennedys look like. This one right here is the one that really, the fact that he threw it in for free was pretty cool because, you know, it doesn't look like silver. It doesn't give any signal that it is silver, but it is strange. And someone might even know what this is. And I might even try to Google some information about it. It says, in honor of the Fellowship's 500. I know someone might be like, dude, why do you think it's I don't know anything about it. And, you know, I'm looking at it. Could be a white guy. I don't know. I think it has more features possibly of someone that's African American, but I don't know. It definitely has interesting uniform. As I flip it over, someone might know right off. It'd be crazy if someone's like, I know what that is. The Universal Fellowship of Churches. Community Metropolitan? I don't even know how you pronounce that word. And then AP. I don't know. You zoom in. Well, I can't really zoom in. It does say 19. It has a date here. Here, I'm going to look at it with my eyes first. 10/6/1968. Just under the cross or the plus sign. So, pretty good there. It is an old coin, but you see what I'm saying? It doesn't say anything about 999. You have to know. Now, the tarnishing around the edge up here, that's usually a good sign, but in today's world, there's a lot of copper stuff out there that's silver plated, and so you got to watch out for that type of stuff. So I was pretty happy with this. I paid, like I said, I paid $190 for everything. I'm convinced I can't really go wrong. I may have to break that down and I may try to recoup my $190 with some of this stuff. You know, if someone's like, oh, I'll take the Mercury dimes, I'll give you this, whatever, or the quarters, and I'll try to recoup some of my money, or I'll trade it all. And if someone's like, hey, you know, someone might trade me some coins that I like. And at the end of the day, I mean, more silver is going to put you in a better spot. So remember, not everything is going to be your cup of tea, but it is someone's cup of tea. And therefore, you can't go wrong if you're picking up silver for under spot. And I know right now a lot of people are struggling to make ends meet. They need the money, and therefore, essentially, you know, they're willing to. They're not willing. They don't have the money to buy extra stuff. So people that have are willing to sell a little lower. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We went 30 minutes today, but I mean, some people, you could have stopped watching at 22 if you're even still here at 33. You could have stopped watching. You didn't have to see in close detail what those coins are, but I'm pretty confident some people that really know coins and they look for vintage stuff might be leaving me a comment saying, that's a pretty cool vintage coin. You're talking 68. That's old. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, especially if you made it this far, because I really need the thumbs up to get views up. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.